Well, hey now, everybody. It's the Rob from Kiss 106 and 103GBFRocks.com. Alongside my tag team partner in podcasting, the man, Jerry Valeri. Good morning, Jer.
I'm at peace, and I'm centering myself, trying to channel the Jerry from last year that got both Royal Rumbles correct.
Boy, you've got a reputation to uphold.
I'm not nearly as confident this year, pal.
I am many times more confident this year. This was a show, by the way, welcome to our Royal Rumble predictions episode. This required very little thought from me, although that's probably because of the huge time gap between the last pay-per-view and this one. But I've got thoughts. I think that I've got pretty good choices, no matter what match you want to talk about. And I'm also very nervous we're going to agree down the line. But last time I said that, I was wrong.
Yeah, we very well could. This is the first time, I'll say this, in 5 or 6 pay-per-views that if you look at my sheet, I don't have anything scratched out. I did no mind changing. When I committed, I was ready. And I'm kind of at peace with that. When I say I'm not that confident, it just took me longer to figure out which way I wanted to go. But when I decided, I'm settled on it. And you may think I'm crazy in a couple places, but I'm ready to rock and roll. You ready to go?
Yeah. Also, just want to let people know, once we get to the Rumble matches, which I'm assuming we'll get to last, I've got my choice, and I've got a backup, if that matters to you.
You know what? I didn't do backups, but I easily could. I easily, because I have it in my head who my backups would be, so we can do backups. But let's do backups after we both give our choice.
And backups, by the way, are not our choice. Do you want to allow bonus points for a backup or not?
We could. We did last year, even though I didn't need it. I don't know how I picked Shinsuke and Asuka, but I just did.
The Royal Rumble is typically a very good show year after year, so I'm excited.
Well, and as we start today, we can call it, oh, what a difference a year makes. Because who won the men's Royal Rumble last year?
Shinsuke Nakamura.
So let us start with the kickoff show. Shinsuke Nakamura in the kickoff match. He won last year. He's now the U.S. title holder. And he's fighting against Rusev, who is the U.S. title holder. Rusev and Shinsuke Nakamura. I thought they were finally given a little depth to this, and maybe Rusev is going to get a match not on the kickoff show. Wrong again. What
a shame. What a shame that is, because this is the match that, boy, is everything a title match as I look at this?
There are a lot, yeah.
There's the two Rumbles, and everything else is a title match. Boy, you know what? I mean, I guess if you have to put 2 matches on the kickoff show, they may have made the 2 right choices. I don't know how you put. I know what I would put on there, but I'd put the tag match. No, I think you can't do that.
Too big.
Yeah, if you look at how much time they've spent invested in that match versus how much time they've invested into Nakamura and Rusev.
You're right.
That's what you got to do. With any of these matches, they've invested a lot more time. With the possible, I was going to say even Balor and Brock, but let's just get started.
Put Brock on the kickoff show. That'd be the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life. All right, Rusev or Shinsuke, would you like to start?
For really no reason whatsoever, I'm going to take Rusev.
Okay, I took Rusev, but I took Rusev for a reason. I think that it sounds funny because he's on the kickoff show, but I think they're starting to push him a little more. I think they got a little nervous that he was going to bail on him, and they're trying to make him at least a little bit happy. And if they're going to promise us fresh faces and a new start and giving us what we want, God, if the fans haven't been begging for Rusev, I don't know what else they've been begging for.
Yeah, that's one thing that they've literally been begging for is, a Rusev push. And you're right. I don't know that we've gotten it yet, but, just him with the gold draped over his shoulder isn't enough for me. He is the Ryback of a few years ago. He's just, no matter what he does, he's just stuck on that pre-show, man.
And unfortunately for Rusev, or fortunately, unlike Ryback, he's actually talented, and I can stand him on my television. So we both have Rusev moving to the next kickoff match. for the Cruiserweight Championship. Champion Buddy Murphy defends against Akira Tozawa, Kalisto, and Hideo Itami. I will go first. I don't even know why I did this, but I know why I didn't pick Buddy Murphy. And I didn't pick Buddy Murphy because of what you've been saying for a while now with Drake Maverick to a lesser degree, with Leo Rush, now with Mustafa Ali. They're bringing some of these guys from 205 Live, and they're shining. And I think Buddy Murphy could be and should be the next one to do so. So get the Cruiserweight title off of him and bring him onto the show in another capacity. I'd be okay with that. And for that reason, I picked Hideo Itami.
Interesting. Well, I think that if it's not Buddy Murphy, Hideo Itami is a really good choice. I think that you might be overthinking this one across the board. I think what you said is an awesome idea, but I don't think it's what their intentions are. I think Buddy Murphy retains.
All right. I hope you're wrong. I don't think you might not be. There's a good chance you're right, but I hope you're wrong. I'd like to see Buddy Murphy getting more on the bigger shows.
Oh, I would love to see that as well. He's a real highlight of the 205 division, but I don't see it happening.
Next to the SmackDown Tag Team Championship, you've got The Bar against the greatest tag team ever, or whatever, the greatest in the world, best in the world, whatever they call themselves, Miz and Shane. Miz and Shane.
Yeah, you want me to get started?
Go ahead. This one was a little hard for me.
Yeah, and I can understand that because there's two ways that we can go here. My thought is that they're building for Shane and Miz to fight each other at Mania. Could be wrong. A lot of people have it stuck in their head that they're committed to Miz and Bryan at Mania, which is possible. I think anyone who thinks that is missing the writing clearly on the wall. I think they're building towards Miz and Shane. Haven't read anything that makes me think this. It just feels like in my bones, that's what they're doing. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that Shane and Miz win or lose at the Rumble. The road I see it taking is Miz and Shane win the titles at the Royal Rumble, which is my committed answer. The reason I feel this way is because I think that they will have a title run that ends badly. So I don't know if it will end at the next pay-per-view, Fastlane, I believe it will be, or Elimination Chamber, or actually, is there 2 pay-per-views before WrestleMania, but after Rumble?
Isn't the Roadblock in the Fastlane? I think so. I can double check.
No, one's Elimination Chamber at least.
Oh, we've got Elimination Chamber. We could have 3, buddy.
No, there's no Roadblock. I don't think that's a thing. It was like that was like a show before. Okay. But so well, here, pay attention to me for a second, just because I want to get my elaborate idea out there.
Please do.
I think what's going to happen is there will be a title change at the Rumble. And I think that they will be good partners for a while. Something will go wrong in a way that will remind us of Shawn Michaels and Diesel at Survivor Series 94, where they split as champions or split during a title loss. And that will be the spark for their WrestleMania feud. Your thoughts? Now,
Okay. I'm not going to say it any better than you did. I agree with you 100%. I have Miz and Shane for the exact same reasons.
Okay.
Listen, I want Miz and Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania. They veered off of that path a while ago. Like a while ago. They're off of that. I mean, what we want and what is happening are two different things, and they're giving us something different with Miz. And it's disappointing to me, but I've come to terms with it. This is where we're headed. Miz will be Shane's opponent at WrestleMania, and you painted a better picture than I would have, so let's just move on. Miz and Shane, we nailed it.
Also, I want to throw it out there, though, that even if they're trying to get to Miz and Shane at Mania, you can have them implode on Sunday. Like, it's not fait accompli or whatever that they're going to win the titles and it's going to go the way I called it.
I agree, but you are right. There are 2 other pay-per-views in between. Elimination Chamber on February 17th and Fastlane on March 10th.
Okay. All right then.
And then we get to WrestleMania, April 7th. So next, We have the SmackDown Women's Championship. The Empress of Tomorrow, Asuka, versus the Man, Becky Lynch.
Yeah, they've gotten us to care about both of these people again.
They're building. I mean, they've done such a good job. SmackDown Live. When you look at Raw and like their women, you said it the other day. It pales in comparison to SmackDown's women's roster, especially when you've got these big four. The big four right now on SmackDown, it's Asuka and Charlotte and Becky. They're killing it. I said four, I meant three. Those three.
Yeah.
And then you've got Ronda on the other show. They're killing it. This is a big match, and it could go either way. And while I think it would be easy to say Becky Lynch wins, because why wouldn't she? She's the man. I just don't think she will. I think Asuka will retain this championship. I see Asuka going into WrestleMania as the SmackDown Women's Champion.
I agree.
And I will not elaborate.
Right now. Well, that's unfortunate because I know where that's going to go, but I don't need to waste time. I agree with what you just said. I think that I guess we'll elaborate later.
We'll elaborate in a little bit, and I feel like why don't we just go ahead and say Ronda Rousey's going to beat Sasha Banks and move on from there as well.
Well, I've got something for you here that you might want to talk about.
Okay,
yes.
Go ahead and do that because I'll say it. I've got Ronda beating Sasha.
No, I've got it too. But before we move on real quickly,
yeah,
I've got something that you may interpret as bad news. I'm hearing that WrestleMania 35 may be Ronda's last appearance.
Hogwash. I don't believe it.
Really?
I don't believe it. What's the justification? It's not contract. They've got her locked up for more than a year.
No, my understanding is that she has the option to leave after a year, but nobody, I mean, let's be real. No one's seen it.
She's not going to leave.
Okay. Jerry says no.
I
don't heard it here first.
And where is she going to go? I mean, she's got a better opportunity here than anywhere else right now. She's not going back to UFC. The last time she fought legitimately, she got knocked out 3 times in a row. Like,
overthinking it, pal. She wants to start a family.
She got her face kicked in.
Wants to make babies.
To make babies in the WWE.
Yeah, they come out as hands.
Oh, it's all fun and games till Snitsky shows up.
So yeah, that's just what I'm hearing. I hope that it's not the case, but just saying.
All right. Well, I still have her at least going to WrestleMania.
Listen. This has been, in my opinion, and this is a compliment, the lousiest Ronda, the least I've ever cared about a Ronda match since she's been in WWE.
This is an indictment on Sasha Banks and how far she's fallen and anything else.
The term that they use in television is jumping the shark. And at some point, Sasha just jumped the shark with me. Not only do I not care about her, I dislike when she's on my screen. I do not want.
Besides, Sasha isn't going to win that championship. Sasha and Bayley, whenever they decide to do it, will be, I think, the first Raw Women's Tag Champions.
Oh, well, I guess you must have missed this because this happened when you were in Mexico. You don't have to wait long. That will be determined in a women's elimination chamber match.
Oh, okay. I saw that they announced the belts, and I think the belts look good. They look better than the men's tag belts. But I didn't know it was an elimination chamber. I think it'll be Bayley and Sasha will win that. I do. I'll lock in.
Okay. I'm not there in my head yet.
Locking in.
All right.
But I reserve the right to get out early, just like Ronda, and change my mind.
That's not locking in then.
Well, it's the Ronda clause.
You say so, pal.
I'm locked in. Okay, so let's go to Daniel Bryan and AJ Styles. Or I'm sorry, the new Daniel Bryan versus the real AJ Styles.
I don't know where we left off. Do you want me to take it?
You can take it. It's going to be a good match.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this match probably the most. This is probably the match I'm looking forward to the most outside of the fanfare that happens in the Rumbles.
Rumbles are fun. Rumbles are just fun.
I have Daniel Bryan winning. And the reason I have that is because the only obstacle I had to get over was I feel like Daniel Bryan and Miz might go at WrestleMania. But then, like I said earlier, it's like they really seem to have abandoned that. And it's like, I feel like everyone's kind of having it be a foregone conclusion that that was their plan. Daniel was cleared right before last year's WrestleMania. He did the thing with Kevin and Sammy, and then he moved right into a program with The Miz. And I think that really the plan was they did their program. It was never intended to go to WrestleMania. So,
but it never had a blow off. It never had a resolution. I think that's why everybody thought. I do believe that's why everybody thought that they were waiting for WrestleMania to give the big, like, Miz, Daniel Bryan, everything's on the table, all in kind of match, because they have yet to have that. They all felt like blow off endings or stalling type match stipulations. It never felt final, did it? Not for me.
You're not wrong about that, but I feel like many times wrestling feuds end without a necessary ending point.
I think this is not a good move for that feud, unless they just say, this is one it's like The Rock and Triple H. We're always going to come back to it, you know?
Yeah, I don't know that it was really their plan from the jump. And like I said, it's been so long in the making, and they've had so many matches in 2018 that I feel like they may have considered that resolute already.
Okay.
So I have Daniel Bryan. I don't know where they want to go with him at Mania. It still could be AJ Styles, because I don't know where they want to go with AJ Styles at Mania. But with no real foresight in mind with this one, I don't see AJ getting the title back so quickly.
I've been waiting for a while for AJ. It's Daniel Bryan. I picked Daniel as well. And the reason I do is because it makes more sense for him to keep it. He's just doing such a good job. And AJ Styles I keep hearing AJ Styles wants to back off a little bit, wants to peel it back a little bit. Ever since they started with Randy Orton attacking everybody's favorites and leaving them for dead, I've been waiting for him to get to AJ Styles. I feel like we're going to get to Randy Orton, AJ Styles maybe for WrestleMania.
Randy Orton, AJ Styles. Is that a title match?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I think it would just be a lot like he went after Rey Mysterio and when he went after Jeff Hardy. You know, he's going after everybody's fan favorites. If we're still going that direction with Randy Orton, which I think was working, why wouldn't he go after the phenomenal AJ Styles? And I think that would be a good match for both of them at Mania, and I think they could both pull that off. So that's part of my thinking. And other part is
I think
Daniel
you're forgetting
Bryan.
one little thing. Is SmackDown went off the air on Tuesday with Randy Orton RKOing Samoa Joe.
Yeah, but it's WWE, pal.
Well, that could certainly be an Elimination Chamber thing or a Fastlane thing. You're definitely right about that.
Yeah, but I do think Daniel Bryan wins that match. I think Daniel Bryan retains.
Okay.
Before we get to the Rumbles themselves, let us go to the final championship match for the Universal title. Brock Lesnar versus not Braun Strowman, Finn Balor.
This, I think, looking down the line, with the possible exception of the SmackDown Tag Team title match, is the hardest to call for me. Like I told you before, I don't know who's starting with us, but I'm already rolling.
Roll it, baby, go.
I feel like, Brock, I hear, is up in the air regarding Mania, but I think that this story happens every time Brock has a title defense. And I think that Brock will be the champion heading into WrestleMania. So I think that they will crown somebody new at Mania. I have some ideas. I'll keep them close to the vest right now as to who it might be. But I do think it will be Brock defending at Mania. Then you've got the way they have been building Finn Balor, given it's only been 2 weeks, but holy cow, did they put their balls to the wall when it came to building Finn Balor over the past 2 weeks.
Really?
And
yeah.
I've also, everything I have been reading has been saying pick Finn. but I'm not. I'm picking Brock.
I've read none of it. It has not been hard for me at all. It's Brock Lesnar. I'm done picking against him for a little while. I mean, it's just he wins, and he put on a great match with Daniel Bryan, and he won. He puts on great matches with Samoa Joe a while, near SummerSlam, and it was great, and then blew it off. He's just gonna win. He's gonna win. He's always gonna win. He's never gonna lose. I'm so sick and freaking tired of it. He might lose at WrestleMania. You're probably right, but he's not going to lose. He's not going to lose on Sunday.
I did not say he would lose at WrestleMania. I just said he'll be defending at WrestleMania.
Well, he's not going to lose at the Royal Rumble against Finn Balor. Finn Balor is going to be booked to look like a rock star, and he's going to put on a great match, and it's going to be a lot like the Daniel Bryan match, and a lot like those AJ Styles matches, where Finn carries Brock Lesnar to a good match, and Brock Lesnar wins.
Okay.
Piss.
I don't think it's as easy as you do. I think that, boy, you could really take that momentum you built up in Finn and with a legit victory over Brock Lesnar, make a superstar overnight.
It would be amazing. And I hope that happens. I don't think it will, because fresh start, because WWE.
Fair enough.
Fresh start.
I think we've both kind of showed our hands at this next match.
So let's just do the Women's Rumble first. I wonder which Rumble will be the main event. Last year it was the women's. I think it still might be the women's again this year.
I'm going to say, if I had to pick, I'm going to go with the men's, but I don't think your answer's crazy.
But let's go ahead and give our answers for the Women's Rumble, since we both know what they are. We both picked Asuka to beat Becky Lynch because I think we both feel Becky Lynch is going to win the Women's Rumble.
Yes, that's who I have. Is she even confirmed? Have they said that?
No, they haven't. But I think my logic for coming up and deciding that was it sets up two incredibly good women's title matches. It sets up Becky Lynch and Ronda. And then it gives Charlotte a reason to go after Asuka for a rematch of last year's big women's match at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Charlotte, Asuka 2, and Becky Lynch and Ronda, we're cooking with gas already.
No, you're absolutely right. Yeah, that's kind of the way I see things going too. Although I'm still thinking there's going to be a three-way at Mania, sadly. But we'll see.
I mean, they have two great matches right in front of them.
So there's that. Now, I feel like since you did such a good job on the Rumble last year, calling both matches, would you like me to go first or second when it comes to predicting the Men's Royal Rumble for Sunday?
I want you to go. Why don't you go first? I'm fixing my phone because the school district just called me, and when someone calls me and I'm doing this, it throws everything off.
Understood. Do you need to take it?
No, I know what it is. It's going to be an early dismissal.
Okay.
It's raining ice right now.
Who can we see?
So, I mean, you can't. I mean, it's just raining and freezing. It's freezing rain.
Gotcha. Okay.
I made it sound good. I put a little dressing on the pig.
We've all been there, pal.
Oh man, I just turned the lights out.
Let's go ahead and sweet Jesus, you have a penis.
Is that a flashlight?
No, that's a Mark. I was going with a Mark Henry. Remember when he got with Sammy the tranny?
Oh, I forgot all about Sammy the tranny.
I'm sorry, Sammy the transvestite. That was what they called her in wrestling. I wasn't going from the cuff there. I would never use a word like that in my everyday life.
Right.
That was her character name on Raw.
Yeah, I mean that's wrestling in the 90s.
Yeah, they were completely inappropriate in the 90s, and now we all know that words like that are insensitive, and we choose not to use those words.
And now that we're done covering our butts, let's go on to the Men's Rumble, shall we?
You wanted me to go first?
Yeah. Which do you think?
No, you ruled so hard last time. You choose.
You go ahead. You give me your deal.
Okay. I think that they're going to go. They've got to appoint a new Roman Reigns, so to speak. And I feel like there are several choices. Oh, boy, and I even had something just hit me right here. Oh, my gosh, I have no idea what to do. I just had something blindside me.
Would you like me to go first? I will.
No. The name on my paper is Seth Rollins. My backup name is Drew McIntyre, but the backup is really only if Finn wins against Brock, which I think is more of a possibility than you. And now I'm realizing that the name I completely overlooked is Clear to Wrestle, which is Braun Strowman, which also makes a lot of sense.
Braun Strowman makes a lot of sense. I also think that there are a lot of people that are cleared to wrestle that could show up, but I don't see them winning, like Bray Wyatt or Kevin Owens.
Hey, I'm hearing that WWE just signed Abyss and Sanjay Dutt from TNA.
Really?
I wouldn't.
How old is Abyss now, though? Abyss has been there for a long, long time.
He's not a young man, I can tell you that. But whatever. He's very much like a modern day Mankind, and I think he's got a very cool character.
Do you think they'll bring Abyss and put him anywhere other than NXT?
I think it's quite possible. Yeah, he's not a spring chicken anymore. Very experienced. He's someone that WWE's been trying to get their hands on since long before NXT. Yeah, I think that's a possibility.
Cool. I always look forward to the Rumble for those little surprises. Last year, my favorite entrant of the Rumble was Rey Mysterio. I geeked out so hard over that. That was so much fun. My backup choice, Drew McIntyre.
Okay.
My choice to win the Royal Rumble, pal, I wrote down Seth Rollins. I feel like Seth Rollins is it doesn't matter if Finn or Brock win.
True.
There's a built-in story. Remember the battle over the first Universal Championship was Seth and Finn, and Seth hurt Finn, and not intentionally, but caused all that stuff. They're both faces, but that can change. That's never really stopped them before. Plus, he's got history with Brock Lesnar, and I think Seth Rollins is the guy that they're going to go with. It took a long time. You remember when he came back, you and I both weren't on board with the face Seth Rollins. He had to find where he had to find that road on his own a little bit, and he struggled a bit. But I think that he's there. He's putting on incredible matches, and I see Seth Rollins being the guy that they go with. Now, both of our names came from Raw. If anybody wins from SmackDown, my other name is Samoa Joe.
Interesting.
And we didn't give backups for the women.
Oh, my backup is Charlotte.
Mine too.
I did leave out one prediction. I forgot. I did want to mention this.
Okay.
I think I'm not 100%, but my prediction is Brock Lesnar will not beat Finn Balor. Brock Lesnar will beat the Demon.
Oh, you think the Demon's showing up?
I think so.
I do not. I think if the Demon shows up, the Demon wins.
Oh, I don't think that's that crazy either.
Yeah.
You're way more convinced that Brock's winning than I am. I'm just a little convinced.
Brock's going to win it. Here's what I know. That through this entire show, I've learned one thing. The most important match on this entire card is for the Cruiserweight Championship. And
for some reason I thought it was Rusev and Shinsuke. You're right.
Nope.
And neither one of us will probably see it.
I won't see it, but if Hideo Itami wins, pal, it's over. You just walk out. It's over.
That's right. Yeah, we'll have the results before the Royal Rumble even begins as to who holds the Lock of Destiny.
There was one other pay-per-view where we guessed we guessed each other's the whole way down, and we were both wrong for every match.
Mm-hmm. This is where they bring out a lot of surprises. I don't think because we agree that it's necessarily what's going to go down, but curious. I love to know what the post-to-post viewers think about Royal Rumble. Is it as open and shut as Jerry and I made it? Is there anything you disagree with us on? Because Jerry and I agree pretty much down the board, and I mean, if you could disagree with something on the kickoff show, whatever.
And if I may ask a bonus, because I want to know who they think is going to win the Rumbles. Who do people think will be the biggest surprise entrant in the Rumble? Because that doesn't mean a winner. It just means a surprise entrant. You know, it could be anybody.
I'll go with Abyss. Why not?
Wow. Do you think the WWE universe would even know him if he walked out? I mean, I do, but
is it
barely.
any different than when AJ Styles did it?
You know the answer to that question, bud.
What?
Abyss is no AJ Styles.
Yeah, but Abyss is he kind of in a way is. I mean, AJ Styles made his name in TNA. I will admit that AJ went to New Japan and did phenomenally well, but I mean, I guarantee you more of the WWE universe is aware of TNA than they are of NJPW. Yeah,
I don't know. I just remember when Raw brought out Gallows and Anderson, and they came out, and they beat the hell out of the Usos, and they're like, "Oh my God, it's them!" And I'm like, "Who?" And they're like, "It's them. They're here." And I'm like, "Who? Who's this?" I didn't know who Gallows and Anderson were.
All right, well then, who's your pick for a big surprise?
Abyss.
Let us know what you think. I have to get back on the radio. I just learned, so I got to get
Bray Wyatt, by the way, Bray Wyatt.
Oh, okay, that's not bad. So you're taking away from Abyss. You're not picking him to be the surprise.
Abyss was a joke from me because
Okay.
it was funny timing, and I'm a hilarious guy. I'm going with Bray Wyatt.
All right, listen, I got to run. So thank you, everyone, for watching. Thanks, Jared, for your predictions. Boy, everyone keep your eye on that cruiserweight match on the kickoff show.
Big stuff.
We'll be back on Monday with another episode of Post to Post.
High stakes. High stakes.